What's up, y'all? This is going to be a review of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, Season 2, Episode 4. So, Little B or Brandy and her husband, Max Lux. So, we start off where they left off in the studio. Little B's going crazy because, she walked in and some girl had her arm on his shoulder. Like, there's a lot of worse things that you could have walked in on, girl. Like, I need you to calm down, like, for real. And she's going crazy, and, security's holding her back. She's trying to get at the girl. She up in Max's face. It's just a hot ass mess, like, for real. This girl, she just a little too much. And Ray J was, like, holding her back, like, you too little to be this strong. Maybe she was, like, Mighty Mouse or something like that. They couldn't hold her back. So at first it seemed like he was trying to talk to her, but then I think he was just like, man, fuck this. Like, she was just too turned. Eventually was just like started walking out. And she's going after him, talking about we too grown for this, da 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 da. Like, it's too much. So later on we see like she is home, I guess waiting for him to come home because he didn't come home yet. And she's like, I don't know. Like, she's so dramatic. I don't know what I'm more upset about. Him not calling, answering his phone, or not coming home. I'm about to go crazy. Girl, you're doing a lot. Like, a lot. So I guess he texts her and tells her that he's coming home. And she's like, when he texted me and told me he was coming home, I didn't know where to start. But we gonna talk about this. So he comes in looking like, all right, whatever. Like, nothing ain't happened. I guess he feel like she acting crazy, which she is. But when somebody's acting crazy, like, treating them like you don't really care, like, about what they talking about, it's just gonna make them act more crazy. Like, you need to kind of, like, find another way to kind of get through to them and to calm and diffuse the craziness if you're trying to really deal with that person. If you're not, then just go your own way. So he's like, well, I mean, you messing up business and, like, I'm not with this. She's like, why are you not wearing your ring? I'm tired of you not wearing your ring. Blah, 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 ring. And he's like, well, I don't want to wear a ring that's representing a crazy person like you. A crazy person like me. Ooh, be careful. I'm asking you to stop playing games with your ring. They go Max with that crooked ass grill. I don't make negotiation with terrorists. She's like, I'm not a terrorist. Max gets up and starts leaving, and she going after him into the thing. He like, this ring ain't shit. This ring ain't shit. I ain't worried about this ring. Walking outside, she following him. I'm like, don't follow him. Like, that's the worst thing. I know sometimes when you're mad and somebody's walking out, you want to follow them. Because I've done that. But I've learned, like, just don't follow them. Like, they know you're mad and they don't care. Like, don't follow them. It's not going to, it's just don't. And she's just, like, following him out into the yard, into the driveway. You're embarrassing me in front of the neighbors. Come back here. The neighbors is in your driveway. And he's like, man, I don't care about the neighbors. Like, fuck them. He walks down the driveway and he's like, you know what? I don't even care about this ring. Since you care about this ring so much. And he throws the ring. She's like, go back and get our ring. Go back and get that ring. She rushes out after him and, like, stands in front of the car, the Hummer or whatever. Get back in the house. She's staying in front of the car, so I guess he was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just leave through, I'm just reverse, and just get the fuck out of here. So he starts reversing down the driveway. And she's still standing there, like. So now we got Miles and Milan. So, as we know, Miles and Milan had, like, a big fight last week. And, I guess now Milan is not talking to Miles anymore. He's just, like, not returning his calls or anything like that. Miles decides that he's going to talk to Hazel and kind of, find out, I guess, I don't know, I guess talk to her and find out what, her take on it is, since he knows that they're friends. He meets up with her at the studio and she's recording some song about how she ain't got no chill. And he's telling her, about how it's really hard for him to try to come out, and he used to be the youth pastor at his church, and um, how's it gonna look that he's the youth pastor of the church and now he's gay, and how people are gonna view him, and all of this, stress that he got on him about this whole situation. He really loves Milan, and he wants to try to make the situation right. And you know, she's like, well, you're gonna have to make it, very clear, like do something big to let him know that you really want to be with him, and that, um, you're sorry for whatever you guys have been through. Miles is cute. Like when they were in the studio, I was just like, yeah, he's really cute. Like he's nice and tall, and yeah, he's cute. I mean, gay or not gay, it's not like I'm about to get with him anyway. But I can, you know, see that he is cute. So yeah. So Miles meets Milan at a restaurant. This is actually a scene where they're gonna be in public for the first time, and you know, it's like a big deal for Miles to do this. So he invites him for dinner. He basically is telling him how he realized that he really wants to be with him, and he cares about him, and he apologizes for what he's done, what he did, how the way he behaved, I guess. He actually had a surprise. He has a surprise for Milan, and he's like, yeah, I think we should get matching tattoos. And Milan is like, well, what do you think? Like, what you saying? Like, you trying to get my name on your heart or something? And he's like, you tell me. And he like turns, and he's got a tattoo already of their initials, and has a little crown. And Milan is definitely like taken aback, and he's just kind of like starts like laughing, like, yo, what the like, you actually went and got a tattoo? And he's like, he can't even believe it. Um, and in the confessionals, he definitely seemed happy about this, and he's like, in the moment, he's like, give me a kiss, and he gives him a kiss right there at the table in public, and Milan's like, you just gave me a kiss in public, right? And Miles is like, fuck it. So Ray and Princess. Now, Ray, I can't with Ray. Ray and Princess is at the crib or whatever, they crib naive. Ray trying to tell Princess how, I don't think you should trust Tiara, because she ain't got your best interest at heart, and I'm just trying to look out for you. And Princess is kind of just like, well, if that's true, we're gonna find out, and time will tell. It's like, yeah, but I mean, while you doing that, like, you fucking us up, you know what I'm saying? And Princess is just like, okay, well, I mean, what do you want me to do? And he's like, well, can we meet like at a common ground? Like, I just want us to be on the same page. And she's like, yeah, I would love that. I would love for us to be on the same page. And he's like, yeah, so you going out like to Drake's and like out with here, like I'm hearing you bouncing all around. Like, what's that about? And Princess is kind of just like in the confessional, like, how the hell he know about that? Is Tierra like running and telling him everything? Like, is this kind of like a setup? Like, what's the deal? So he's kind of like, I just want to be on the same page. And she's like, yeah, I would love that, but I'm still gonna go out. You get out the house and you go and you have fun with your friends. And he's like, I'm a man though, you're a woman. That means you gotta stay in the house, barefoot, cooking, cleaning. You ain't shit, right? So you can go out because you're a man and I can't because I'm a woman. She didn't say it to him. She says it in the confessional. And she's just basically, kind of like, well, I've been living this way for 2 years, like sitting up in the house, and I'm ready to live my life. Like, I'm not about to be doing it no more. This is over. Well, at least the whole staying in the house is over, not the relationship. So, Princess is just like, I'm gonna go out, that's what it is. Like, I'm gonna go out and do what I do. And he's like, well, then live your life. And he gives her a kiss and like gets up like he's about to leave. And she's like, aren't you living your life? And he's like, nah, I'm working. I'm about to go to work. And she's like, all right, well, have a good day. Time we see Princess is basically like a Kitson ad because they come out of Kitson with all these Kitson bags with paper floating out the top of the fucking bag. Like the bags look light as fuck, but they got like each got like two in each hand. All right. Oh, I can't wait to wear this stuff. It's gonna look so cute. Advertisement, but I guess they gotta make their money too some type of way. So they walking out, um, Princess and April, and Princess is telling April how she feels like TT done set her up because she's telling Ray all the business. So she's like, well, you know, I got a feeling she's trying to set me up. And April's just like, really? I don't know. Like, when I talked to her, she seemed like she was over Ray. So I don't think she's trying to be, in the drama. And she's in the confessional like, yeah, I'm going to remain neutral. But then, like, right after, she's talking to Princess and she's like, you think she set you up? If she set you up, she needs to be slapped for that. And I'm just like, I thought you were going to be neutral. This ain't neutral. Stop feeding flames. Like, stop it. So she's just like, I guess she's trying to be, she ain't got no storyline. Like, thus far, this is episode 4, and she's only really been in one episode, and her storyline was kind of like lackluster. So I guess she tried to inject herself into other people's storylines. April, girl, get your own storyline. Get your own. Princess got a plan though. Princess is like, okay, I'm gonna tell her that we're going to Vegas and invite her along. If Ray finds out about this, it's because it's because TT don't want told him. So that's how I'm gonna find out if it's for real. If it doesn't get back to Ray, then I know she's cool and we cool. And that's what it is. So that's pretty much how they leave off. Okay, so this is the Nikki and Kamaya and Fizz storyline. So basically, now Kamaya we see meeting up with her friend Jason Lee. So Kamaya is upset still about the fact that Fizz was making her out to be crazy. Like, she was in this whole thing by herself, and that he wanted to be, she was supposed to be some appetizer that he was sampling. So she goes and she sits down with Jason Lee, who, right off the bat, I do not like. The first thing we see of him in the confessionals is like him running down like 525,600 name drops of people that he done work with. You just look, his whole everything about him, like his hairline, the haircut, his body looked mad puffy, like his hands look puffy, like he got on gloves, like he just looks like a cartoon character or something. And his personality is horrible. Like, I just don't like him. He's sitting down with her. She's telling him about the whole situation with Fizz. How, she watched Fizz's son at a certain point. I'm like, Fizz, you gonna tell the girl you trying to be she gonna be an appetizer, but you got her watching your son? Like, is this his whole MO for finding somebody? Is he just trying to find somebody that could babysit for him? Like, he's doing the same thing with Amanda. She's upset at the fact that he's treating her this way. And Jason Lee is basically like, well, you're a bad bitch, and you got all these ballers trying to get at you, and you wasting your time with this dude. Like, how was the sex? And she's just like, I mean, it was okay. Like, it was decent when he got it up. So he's just like, so yeah, you're going to sit here and deal with somebody that can't even rise to the occasion. And you're too good for that. Then we see Fizz. He's like, he got to get out to the club because he's trying to be single. Because he's single. As he keeps letting us know, like, at the club, and he sees Nikki. And I guess because he knows that she's going to give it up quick and he can get up in there quick, he's like, all right, so, that's the appetizer that I had that was tasty. So, I'm going to order that again, you know what I'm saying? Because it's cheap and, it's fast. Fizz, then we see Fizz later on meeting up with April. He said that Marion was supposed to be there, but he didn't show up. So he decides to run April down on what's going on. Because why not? Tell everybody. Tell the whole world that you're an asshole and make it seem like Kamaya is the one that's wrong. Alright. So, of course, April is just taking everything he says for gold. And, like, he tells April that, he's talking to Nikki now. She's like, well, that's good because I like Nikki and she got a big booty, so I'm happy for you. Whatever, whatever. So they're talking, and we see Jason Lee walks in with his friends or whatever, and he's like, oh, I see some friends, and like comes over to the table with Fizz and April. So he gets over there and he's just right in the business, like, hey, so what's going on with you? What's up with your life? How's it going? Like, and April's just like, I can't fool with you. Like, Fizz is just like, damn, you just came over and sat at the table and just, invited yourself to be a part of this lunch. Okay. And he's just like, well, I know April, like I saw you, so I figured I'd come over and say hi, and I saw that you're here with Fizz, and Fizz, you don't know me, but I know Kamaya. And he basically just kind of spills the beans about that Kamaya told him what happened. Fizz's story is, well, I'm not with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't lead her on, and da 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 da. And the guy Jason is just like, well, you don't think that the sexual relationship might have made her feel like, maybe y'all were more or going somewhere further or anything like that. And Fizz is just like, well, if I got good dick, I got good dick. Like, ugh, it just makes me sick thinking about like his attitude about this whole thing. And I'm just like, it's not about having good dick. Like, you are leading people on and then you pull away and then you make it seem like it's because of something that they've done. Okay. So, Jason like lets him know promptly that well, no, actually she said that the sex wasn't even all that. And he's just like, what? Because when we was in the bed, her leg was shaking and she was acting like he was too good. So I don't even know what she's talking about. Like, ooh. Calm down, Fizz. Like, I can tell by the way you responded that that she was probably faking it because she didn't want to hurt your feelings or whatever the case. I don't know. There's a million reasons why she might not have told you or might have acted like the sex was better than what it was. It is what it is. So and I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's a possibility. So it is what it is. And in this scene, I'm gonna just say April was getting on my nerves a little bit because April, as soon as Jason is like, well, you guys were together, and she's like, they weren't together. On the side, April, stay in your lane. You're not a part of this conversation. Like, were you there when they was fucking? Were you there when he was telling her the things that he was telling her? When he was calling her? When she was watching his son? Were you there, April? No, you were not. So I'm gonna need you to fall all the way back and mind your business. Like, you don't know nothing about the situation. All you know is what Fizz told you. So, April, chill out. She's really trying really hard. And Jason is just like, well, I've only heard, her side, and so I'm trying to get your side. And April was like, well, her side is a little off. It's a little off. And girl, bye. Like, you don't know what the story is for real. You wasn't there. And Fizz is just like, yeah, it's a lot of it off. And that's basically the end of that scene. So the next time we see Fizz, he invites Nikki to his movie theater investment situation area, I guess, to show her that he's doing things because he knows that she likes guys with money. So he and her go into the theater and they sit down and she's like, yeah, well, I'm doing my laundry by Milan, and I'm just gonna get with this guy Jason Lee because I heard that he can like help me promote my stuff on his blogs, and I'm trying to get my stuff out there. And Fizz right off the bat is like, well, I don't know if you should fool with him because I just met him and I didn't really get a good impression. He invited himself into our lunch, sat down, started talking about Kamaya, started talking about this and that. Just telling her not to mess with Jason Lee because he's type messy. So he's like, well, I didn't invite you here to talk about them, even though y'all spent the majority of the time talking about them. But okay. And he pulls out a martini glass full of Sour Patch watermelon candies. I bought you your favorite candy. And she's just like, let me feed it to you. So she puts the Sour Patch in her mouth and then kisses him. That's nasty. Like, I don't want my candy from your mouth. I just was never one of them people that thought it was cute to put stuff in, like candy and stuff in your mouth and then put it in somebody else's mouth and then start kissing. Like, if you just go on transfer, the transfer is enough. That's already enough. now you kissing with the candy in the mix, and you got lipstick and all kinds of. Ooh, no, 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 no. So Nikki basically ends up going anyway to see Jason Lee, even though Fizz told her not to. So she's like, I gotta get a buzz going with this whole lingerie thing. Like, I'm leaving him anyway. So she meets with him. They're sitting outside, and she's telling him about how she also is going to be working with Hazel. And he's like, Hazel E. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, why are you working with that bitch? She ain't shit. She, sorry. She ain't shit. Like, she ain't about to do nothing for you. She's a fraud and this, that, and the third. Like, clearly he does not like Hazel. So she's like, well, I mean, I just invited her because I thought that she could work on this part and you could work on this part and we could all kind of collaborate. I didn't know you guys had any issues with each other. Hazel gets there, and right away, Nikki's like, well, I didn't know there was anything going on with you guys, or I didn't want there to be any animosity now that we're here. And Hazel's just like, well, I don't have any problem. Like, and he's just like, well, I didn't know you to be a publicist. That's all I'm saying. And she's like, well, I know that I like actually, work with Miles Barkley, and I did this, and I'm, we have the pictures, and we have this. And he's like, well, I could take a picture with Lauryn Hill. Doesn't make me a Fuji. He's like, but you were homeless though. You were homeless, and And she's like, I was never homeless. Don't be mad because you've never escalated to like a media takeout or a higher end blog. And I guess whatever she was saying was getting to him because he picked up her drink and threw it in her face. Her drink. Yo. Hazel's good because as soon as that drink would have hit me and I would have realized what happened, I would have jumped up and grabbed the stool and tried to like Rochambeau him with the fucking stool. Like it would have been over with. Why would you throw a drink in a woman's face? Yo, if it had alcohol in it, I would have definitely went off. If it was water, I might have been able to restrain myself. But if it was alcohol, what? Burning my eyes, in my face? There's no way. Gets hit with the drink, and she's just like, she pushes her hair back, and you can just see where her hair, like where the wig starts, and where her hair is. Just don't touch it. Don't touch it. Girl, you gotta leave a little leave out. You gotta blend your leave out with your wig so that in case you gotta push it back, you don't see that just band of just. So that's basically the end of the scene. And the next time we see Nikki is with Fizz. Now, next time we see her, she's at Fizz's house, and she's sitting there on the counter in lingerie, and he's like, "You look good." And she's like, "Yeah, this is all my lingerie, my Nikki." Girl, whatever. I'm so tired of hearing about this lingerie by you. This girl Kamaya, she's about to be out of here, and we're gonna like send her on her way because she's talking stuff about me, and we can't have that, so she's gotta go. She tells Fizz about Jason Lee, how he threw the drink in Hazel's face, and he's like, I told you not to fuck with her. So, Kamaya gets there, and Kamaya's just confused, like, okay, why is Nikki here? Why is she dressed like that? What does this have to do with me? Like, I'm just trying to get my stuff. Like, I already know it's gonna be some fuckery, and I'm not with it. So she walks in, and Nikki's like, well, we didn't have a problem, but you're talking about me now, and I'm not like, why are you talking about the next woman? Like, and she's just like, I never talked about you. Like, what are you talking about? And I kind of believe Kamaya unless I see something different. Like, I need to see some proof because I feel like Nikki will do anything to find a reason to hate the woman that you know used to used to deal with any guy that she's messing with or that is like just the same way that she's had to hate Masika when she should have been hating Molly for lying to her last season. So she's gonna find any reason to not like this girl. This is a reason. Oh, she's called me plastic. All right, I gotta see the proof. So she's like, well, you call me plastic and da da da. And then Fizz is like, yeah, well, you telling all my business to this dude, Jason. It shouldn't have been no reason for you to be telling nobody's business, and you talking this and you talking that. You need to get your stuff and leave. And she basically, like, Kamaya's clapping back. She's like, yo, I don't know if they really thought I was about to come in here and they gonna both come at me and I was gonna sit here like a punk, but I'm not the one, or the two, or the three, as my friend Kanidra puts it. Hey Kiki, if you're watching, Kamaya's clapping back, like, look, Fizz, you need to shut up. Nikki, you need to shut up and stop talking to me like that because I will beat your ass. He's like, please do. Please do. Nikki, girl, you know you would get your ass whooped. Like, you know, you're not trying to get your little implants bursted. Nikki's like, yeah, get your stuff. I made you a little bag, you know, to bring to the next man's house, you know. And Kamaya's like, oh, this is what you got me? And she picks it up and, like, hurls it at Nikki. And, you know, then Fizz is, like, trying to get in the middle, like, nah, you ain't gonna be doing this to my new side, you know, my new appetizer, like, you gotta roll. I guess as he approaches her, like, he's about to touch her, she's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. And he's like still he was too close. So I guess she needed to create some space between the two of them. So she politely bat, you know, across the little chin, the little just a little love tap. Fizz gets pissed off, you know. She did it a little harder than a love tap, and he got pissed off, and he's pushing her out. Security grabs Kamaya and trying to, you know, take her out, and he's calling her a bitch and all this type of stuff, and she's coming back, and she comes back again actually to throw the bag at Nikki a second time, and then she actually leaves, and she's like, you need to sell that bag and get some more money so you can get some more surgery because you need it. And that's basically the end of the episode of ridiculousness in this episode. But I enjoyed it. I did this recap not feeling well, so I'm like looking at my face right now and I can just see the sickness. When you're sick or you're not feeling well, you can just see it in your skin, you can just see it in your complexion. So I didn't really try to put no makeup on or nothing today. I just kind of try to give myself a little eyebrow lifter upper because I ain't got no. I got some struggling eyebrows, but yeah, I was not feeling too good. So if you've been watching these recaps that I've been doing, you know, if you watched the last three, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up because it would let me know that somebody's actually sticking with me and watching these recaps as I'm trying them out for the first time. And I really appreciate it. So give me a thumbs up or leave a comment to let me know if you've been watching. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. And until next time, peace out.